So many of you know by now that Joy Reid's show on MSNBC has been canceled. I'm not surprised by the cancellation, but I am disappointed. Now, the writing for this has been on the wall for some time. First, in Republican administrations, many media outlets tend to move a little bit to the right. In Democratic presidential administrations, many media outlets that are centered tend to lean a little bit left. So there was always going to be a shakeup, but given the tone and tenor of this administration, and I'm referring to like the lawsuits against prominent media networks, we knew that there was going to be major changes to boot. Now think about what we've seen in the last several months. So the Washington Post, the LA Times, USA Today, all pulled editorials that may have been in favor of Kamala Harris. Then you see the inauguration and you see some of the richest men in the world flanking the president. There was also a settlement involving George Stephanopoulos and ABC News. There is a reported lawsuit involving CBS. And so we've seen the writing on the wall for some time. And if you think about what's happening at many federal agencies where people are losing their jobs, when people who worked on things such as January 6th are being escorted out the building or let go, again, we knew that this was going to impact not just bureaucracy, but there was also going to be an impact on the media side. That doesn't change the fact that, this is devastating. And one of the reasons it's devastating is there has only been, in my understanding, there's only been 4 women of color at the cable news network. I still remember when Melissa Harris Perry had a show, and I remember how much her show meant to people who were working for and a part of grassroots movements. It was one of the few times where I remember people, ordinary people, again, who were organizing in communities across the country, having a spot where they could go. And so Melissa Harris Perry, I remember when she lost her show. And it's always great to see other women lifted up. So it's not to take anything against them. But when these types of incidents happen, it does leave a void. And if you think about Joy Reid, she's been such an outspoken critic of the administration and has really fearlessly attempted to hold them accountable. As I've watched what's happened at other outlets, to me, it was only a matter of time before her show was changed or canceled. Again, this doesn't take away from the sheer devastation that she and her team must be feeling, not just for themselves, but also for the nation. Can you imagine what will happen if major outlets decide to acquiesce instead of holding our elected leaders accountable for following the law? Now, it's true that the media has been contracting for years. Anyone who's been an observer of media knows this, right? Now, this contraction is a result in shifts from cable to streaming, the rise of AI, a desire to return as much revenue as possible to shareholders. We get all of that, but it's still hard to believe that part of this had nothing to do with the changes that we are seeing in Washington. The question becomes, what will happen to the nation if the fourth estate, and by the fourth estate, I'm referring to the media, if the fourth estate is not strong, if the fourth estate is not protected, if the fourth estate is not diverse? Now, if you think about the fourth estate, there's already a dearth in diversity, and it's important to have diverse representations behind the camera, in front of the camera, in the boardrooms. And so anytime you see something like this happen, don't think that it's not going to have an impact. The question becomes, what can the rest of us do? And when you don't own the platform, you can certainly bring pressure to bear. But when you don't own the platform, the question becomes, what levers can you pull in order to impact change? Listen, if you're watching this and you have a marketing or a public relations budget, you should be investing in media outlets that look like you and media outlets that are committed to telling the truth. And not just media outlets, but also public relations firms such as ours that help to promote the work that's happening. The truth is that if we are not investing in these journalists, if we are not investing, and many of them are going independent, if we don't have a budget to support them, if we don't have a budget to support organizations that represent them, such as the National Association of Black Journalists, again, what levers will we be able to pull? So I'm not sure what's next for Joy, and I'm not sure what's next for some of the other people who we are used to watching. There was a time when I never thought that Don Lemon would not be a part of CNN, but yeah, this is going to be felt in a lot of different ways, and I think that those of us who have budgets should think about how we're supporting independent journalists who are aligned with our vision for the world, our values, and who are committed to helping to tell the story of what's happening in the nation. If this content has been helpful, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.